Good day, everyone, and welcome back to Mommy Guide Inc. For those who are new and you do not know me yet, I am Mommy Lala. Yes, thank you for joining me once again for CEDA Craft Every Day in August. Today is actually our day 12, despite it being the 23rd already of August, right? So, because we did take a break the beginning of August and we are continuing on. So, for tonight, we are doing another kit challenge once again, right? So we started this SEDA with me doing different kit challenges, right? So I love buying kits. So every time I see one that kind of intrigues me, because I am not just a paper crafter, but I do love different kinds of crafty avenues. And so I've been trying to test out these kits. Are they really, as easy as it seems to be just by looking at it, or it does take a little bit of patience and more understanding, right? So for the past couple of kits, I think majority of which we were able to actually work with. I have two whips works in progress, actually just one more. I already finished the other one, but I want to showcase both. All right, so when I show it to you the next time. All right, so we do have a question in the chat, right? So do you think, okay, that I will be able to finish the project that we have for today, or not? Because there have been days that I wasn't even really able to finish. Okay, so the kit what we're going to be working with today, of course, is this one. Okay, so again, this is not sponsored. Okay, the kits that I have been going through were all bought by yours truly, and they are not sponsored, but still I want to check it out, right? So I will do it for you so you don't have to do it yourself. All right, so this is from Common Room. Okay, so if you are based in the Philippines, okay, Common Room is a crafter's haven, so to speak. So it's a place where artists can bring in their work and, sell. That's why it's called the Common Room for different artists. So you would see their various kits and things, from journaling to soap making to DIY stuff. They have a lot over there, right? So I took, I think, two kits from there, and I decided to work on this one tonight. Okay, this one is called Mess Kit. It's from their Repair and Remake series. Okay, from discarded to DIY, which I really love, right? So this is how to make, or a kit that is supposed to give you as an output a DIY scrap notebook, because the materials are supposedly made from scrap. Okay, so this, I have not opened it. Okay, so this is how it looks like. So it's 499 pesos. So a little bit more expensive than the previous kits that we've worked on. Okay, but that's fine because we do want to support, other creatives. So what's inside? So the materials that we will upcycle tonight, all coming from this kit, are scrap papers and scrap milk cartons. Okay, it also includes the tutorial, the scrap milk carton, handmade paper, assorted scrap paper, assorted ephemera, wax thread, and a big needle. Oh, Wims is early today because it's Sunday, so it's family day. Hi, Wims. Good evening. So, but I know that Wims has work tomorrow, so I'm sure she cannot stay a little bit long as well, as our dear Mira is still awake. Hold on, I just need to get a glass of water. All right, so if my moderator daughter is watching, Anna, can you give me a glass of water? I've run out of water. Okay, so again, we're going to be working with this one. Okay, so I have not opened it up. So I don't really exactly know what is inside, although it does say these are all the things that are inside. Okay, so without further ado, let us open it up. Okay, so let me see. Let's turn off the AI of my overhead. Okay, it's not actually. So, all right. Oh, all right, so there you go. Okay, so again, this is the scrap notebook kit. Oh, Mira is already asleep because he was played in the playground inside the mall. Oh my goodness. If you do want a workout, Mira, okay, that is Miss Wim's beautiful toddler who has such, a ton of energy. You can get your workout by just, running after her. She is really fast. For someone so tiny, yet she runs so fast, right? So she did have a great time in the mall. All right. So these are the inclusions. So it has, okay, I guess this is the instruction. All right. So there you go. So there's 2 pages. It's not back to back. Okay. And it has a detailed instruction as well as photos or images, and I like that because from what we've experienced with previous kits, okay, either there were just photos, not much of a literal instruction. Some had instructions but kind of, what do you call this, confusing. All right, so anyway, so this one says let's make a DIY scrap notebook, and the suggested age is for 9 years old and up. Okay, and now if there's a 5 to 8 years old, okay, assistance is encouraged, and this would take about 2 to 3 hours. Okay, so the materials to upcycle are paper bags, old milk cartons, which is actually part of the kit already. All right, so tools needed. Okay, oh my gosh, I think I don't have that, but we'll find a way. Okay, foam sheet, cushion, scissors, bowl clips, ruler, pencil. Optional decorative materials, scrap fabrics, and coloring materials. All right. Okay, so, okay. First, let us, okay, go through the different parts of the kit. Okay, so what do we have here? Okay, so this, okay, has a, so this one's from Casa Co. Casa in the Philippines. It's I know it is it has Spanish origin, but this one is with a K instead of with a C. Casa means like home, my home. Home decor DIY at iba pa. At iba pa, ATBP means at iba pa. It's a Filipino word, means others. So home decor DIY and others. Okay, so this contains, okay, so we have a hemp ribbon. Okay. Okay, and it does have this this is nice. All right, so words with definitions, like we have color. Okay, why is this not focusing? Okay, all right, color, develop, device. Let's just look through the words. Okay, alone, barn, bath. So even the typing is not perfect. That's okay. Hospital, horizon, hopeless, grape, first, honesty, grass, expensive, expert, finish, college, exit, dialect, individual. Wow, a lot of words. Infect, inform. Last three. Inherit, join, and addition. Now, if you do have typewriter or let's say a computer with a printer, you can even add to this if you want. But for tonight, we will try to stick to what the kit has, all right? And then another, okay, what's also included? So you have some cord, flat cord. Okay, so you do have an embroidery needle, okay, and a felt where it's actually inserted. Okay, and then there is another, okay, which has some printed vintage looking papers, okay, from probably, okay, printed ephemera pieces. Okay, so let's go through it. Oh, you will love this, Wims. Wims, you can actually create something like this as well. All right, and of course, this is what they call a bull clip. And it's like lilac. Okay, so there's two. Okay, and then you have your, okay, the materials we're gonna be upcycling. Like this is from like a milk carton, coconut milk carton. All right, and then some other pieces of different various kinds of paper. I love it that, you know, they probably, because they said that for the materials you need an awl, but I don't have that. Okay, so because I think you should have needed that to punch holes, okay, onto your papers, but they've already done that for us, so thank you. This that they have thought of that, because what if, right? So the one who bought it doesn't have that. Okay, so here you can see Mom and Tina's. This is part of like a bag, a packaging. So again, we are going to recycle, upcycle. Okay, so this one's from a bag, I think, of an espresso. So different texture, different colored paper. So all the materials that are going to be like the pages of the scrapbook notebook that we're going to be using are going to be recycled, except for this one. I think this one is not recycled, but this is like a book print paper. So it's one of those that are very, very affordable, kind and cheaper than a regular bond or coupon bond, okay, or printing paper. Okay, so this one again is like a packaging from a bag. Okay, paper bag. See, reduce, recycle, reuse. This is from, like, I think this is an H&M bag, and then they just added their stamp of the of the place. All right. So what I can see is that they tried to use, okay, materials that although some areas actually have prints on them, okay, but not like totally filled with prints. What is happening to my camera? Okay, let me see. Let us try to remove, okay, this one. Okay. Okay. Whoop. Okay, so let us remove the normal tracking. Okay, hold on. Okay, medium, narrow. Okay, and then we will just do like that. Let me just fix my overhead cam. Okay, so there you go. So this is, so that's all the materials that we need are all from the kit. Okay, so now let's put them all together. Okay, let's put all the packaging away for now. Okay, so this. Okay, so let's read through the instructions. Okay, so part one. Okay, it says stack all the paper together. Use the milk cartons at the note as the notebook cover. And then 2, use the milk cartons with holes as the front cover. And then number 3, secured with ball clips. 4, put foam board under the notebook spine. Okay, and then carefully pierce holes using the awl and repeat at the back to ensure clean holes. Okay, so that part, okay, the perforating part, they have done already for us. So we no longer need to do part 1. Okay, now what we are going to start doing is the notebook binding. Okay, so for the notebook binding, please refer to legend of the holes. Okay, so the holes they say is the one on top is the one at the bottom is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9. So that is how we are going to put the needle through the holes. Number 2, cut the wax thread 3 times the length of the notebook and prepare a single threaded needle like so. Okay, and then number 3, sew through the hole starting from hole 6 to 5. Oh, okay. So we're not going to go through the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but rather we're going to be starting in the middle. Okay, from the 6th, so from the bottom going to the 5th. Okay, and then leave a 3-inch thread at hole number 6. Okay, so let's just do that first before we forget. Okay. Okay, so again, we didn't need to cut all of this, but if you want to redo this, okay, it did give us an instruction. So if you want, say you want to make another one, right? So it told us how you're supposed to do it. So if you have like, say, something to protect your table or your base, wherever it is. So like a self-healing mat like this, right? That will do, or a foam, okay, or do it on a surface that it's okay if you like punch a hole onto it. Because this one, okay, the thing that they use is an awl. So that is like not a toothpick, like an ice pick, right? So it has sharp pointed edge, and then you put in there, and then it will create the hole. Okay, so you cut your pieces of scrap papers into the size that you want, and then the one that's included here are milk cartons. Okay, and this is the one that we are going to put on top. Okay, now as I said, I will try to just use first whatever is in the kit, and then if we have more time, then we will decorate it with other scraps that we have. You know, as a paper crafter, we do have a lot of that one. Okay, and my moderator daughter is saying hi to Wims. The kit looks interesting. Hi, Sammy. Have you started work? Not yet, Wim. She starts in September. Yes, I'm doing some sort of a junk journal, but this is a kit that I bought, Wims, from Common Room. It's 499 pesos. Oh, good luck, Sam. For now, enjoy the time you have. Indeed, great advice. And that has a lot of wisdom, because once you start, that's it. You can never turn your back on it. All right. So there you go. So it did say here, so we're starting with the notebook binding, because this part, the perforating the pages has already been done for us. Okay, how nice. Okay, but I already also described to you how you are going to do it. Okay, so it did come with, okay, the floss, okay, or the wax. They call this the wax thread. Okay, So it's nice because since it has wax on it, right? So it's easier for the thread to go through, the holes. Okay. So now what you are going to do is to try and make sure that, they are all aligned. Okay. So let's first, okay, try to, okay. Okay. They just said, align. Okay. It says here, okay. Yes. So once you have cut it, all right, so you do know that more or less they are aligned. So for me, okay, to make that easier, okay, put in your embroidery needle. The nice thing about an embroidery needle is that it's not very sharp, so you'll not get pricked even if you touch it like that, but it still is a little bit pointed. And then what you do is you get your binder clips, or they call it a bull clip, okay, to put it together, okay, temporarily. Okay, but of course, let's not forget that you also want to put in, okay, your cover. All right, so which one is the front? Okay, I think this one was the front. I remember. Okay, there's that coconut thingy. All right, so if you can see, the cover is a little bit wider, okay, and taller, okay, than the inserts of your scrap notebook, so that, okay, you won't see the insides. Okay, it will be covered. Okay, so now that we know that this side is okay, now we can remove that binder clip and, okay, hold that over there. Okay, now let's pull this out and try to do the other end just to make sure, okay, that once both ends are aligned, then I feel that it's okay now to start your, okay, see? Okay, and then yet the binder clip, okay, and then bind it like so. Okay, once you have done that, okay, so just pretend, okay, that you are starting from another set of scratch papers with a new set of cover. So you will just get your awl and then, punch a hole. This one, what they did was, okay, this is in centimeters. So they are about, from the edge, 2 centimeter, but from each of the holes about, oh, it's not even. Okay, so okay, more or less, okay, 4 inches apart. Okay, so it depends on, the length of your scrap notebook that you want to do. But this one is, okay, let me just get, okay, a ruler. Okay, my ruler. Okay, and this one is 7 and 5/8 by 4 and a quarter. Okay, so that's the dimension of this one. Okay, so now we are getting, okay, our thread that came with the kit, and just since this is a very big, okay, embroidery needle, and they said that, okay, use, okay, cut wax thread 3 times the length of the notebook. Okay, so if this is the length of your notebook, so times 3, so 1, 2, okay, 3. All right, so cut that, okay, up to here. Okay, and then we will use this thread. Okay, so that is the beginning, okay, of our, okay, and then we'll put this aside for now. Okay, and then what are we gonna do? Okay, so we are going to sew through the holes starting from hole 6 to 5. All right, so looking at the, okay, the illustration here. So this is hole 1 underneath, top is 2, So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Okay. 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 Oops. See, I was trying to do it from this one. No. Okay. Mhm. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna go from the middle. Okay. To the back. All right. Again, so if you don't want to be bothered with, you know, you want to do something like this, you don't have the time. Okay. This is a kit that's available. Okay. Okay. So let's get this one. So it's, you do, okay. So you can just pull the end of that one. Okay. And then we're supposed to leave a little bit of, okay, over there. And then, okay. And then I'm gonna do like that. Okay. And then, okay. So only up to there, guys. Okay. Because again, this is a kit that you can buy. So I don't want to give you like all the full instructions, because if you want, you can buy this as well. So I just gave you a preview of, you know, what the kit has. Okay. But I will just show you how I'm going to put it together, but I'm not going to tell you how. Okay. You can definitely grab your own copy or sample from the common room. Okay. And then, okay. Okay, okay. Okay, so if you have a lot of scrap papers, okay, not just like paper, writing paper, you can actually use, as you've seen, okay, in this kit, they use, milk, a milk carton. Okay. Okay. Okie dokie. Okay, I've never really. Okay, the notebook that I normally like recycle when I was younger were like from school, right? So if you have excess pages from your notebook from the previous grade level, right? So but this is not the way because it has holes already, right? So I will just okay. Okay, let me see if I'm doing this correctly. I don't think I am even doing it correctly. Okay. Okay, and then okay, okay. Okay. Okay, and then okay. Okay, where is that? Okay, I'm trying to understand, guys. Okay. I'm done with that. Okay, I'm here. Okay, I'm there. Okay, I'm there. Okay. Okay. So I do have arthritic hands and I don't have a very big, a sturdy grip anymore on anything. Okay. And then, okay. Mhm. Okay. So I'm, mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Correct. Ow. Careful. Even though it's not sharp, it can still be a little bit pointy. Okay. I hope I have enough thread in here because I feel that I might not have enough. Oh no. Okay. As I told you, my hands are weak. So I am using my self-healing mat, okay, to push the needle through. Okay. 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 Oops. I have very. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let me see. Where am I supposed to end here? Okay. I think I underestimated the length. They said times 3. I think I did 1, 2, 3. But I think maybe they should have said more than 3. Or did I put too long of a tail? Okay. It's okay. We can always. Okay. We can always. Okay. It is really thin. Okay. So what we're gonna do? Okay. Okay. If ever this ever happens, okay, don't worry. Continue on. It's not the end of the world. Anyways, this is supposed to be a scrap notebook, right? So don't worry. Okay, so let me see how we are going to make that pass through a hole. We will see. We'll find a way somehow, somewhere out there beneath the pale moon sky. You know that song. All right, so we are just gonna try to push that thing. What's that thing? That knot into the hole like so. Okay, there you go. Huh? It went through. Okay, but it also didn't. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is I just needed to add that so that I can put that into the hole. And now let's just do our best to tie this together. All right, so suggestion. Oh, I forgot to do that part because I didn't have enough. No worries. Okay. So this is where we will try to make do with what we have. All right, since we underestimated the length of this scrap notebook. Okay, so we need a third arm or a third hand for this one. Okay, so we will grab our third hand. Okay, so that we can tie this thing. Oh my goodness. How can it be that in the end, the problem would be that we don't have enough? Okay, you know what? Let me figure this out first. Let us go back to this one first, and I'll figure that out in a bit. Okay, as I'll try to first. Okay, finish this. Okay, we came from the back. Okay. Don't tell me it's still not enough again. Okay, and then this one. Okie dokie. See, we will try to find a way to finish off this book. Since we made a mistake. Actually, I did follow. It said ×3 and I did that. But I think this notebook is longer, so it should have been okay. So I will attach this to this one since it's too short, right? Okay, so I needed to make it longer, so I attached that to this, and finally we can tie this thing. Okay. Okay. Let's just figure out how we're gonna do this. Okay. We grab. Okay. See? Don't give up. So there are ways. Okay, we just need a third hand with the use of these tweezers. Okay, but I let go of it again. Okay, let's just grab that over there and pull this. Okay, and then I will just pull this again into this one and tie a knot. Okay, and then let's do another one. Okay. So we are using my tweezers to actually have like a third hand. Okay, that will grab that. Okay, there you go. Okay, now we can so instead of just in the middle, we also have one that's over. Oh, I forgot this one. They should be like that as well. Okay, you know what? How amazing all my boo-boos are. Okay. This would have been a very easy task, but because we made a mistake. And so now we are making Are we still going to use this? No, I don't think we are. So they said that this is going to take about 2 to 3 hours, but I guess not. So, okay. The thing I like about this kit, it's very clear. There's a visual instruction. So Again, it's meant for ages 9 above. If it's a little bit younger than that, they suggest assistance of an adult. But definitely, it's very doable. The only thing that I think I struggled with this one is okay again. Okay, the length of the cord. Okay, they said times three the length, but from what you're seeing, okay, it didn't reach. Okay, so we need a longer one. So I suggest maybe making it 4 times. Anyway, there's extra. Okay, rather than ah, okay, can do this. We will not give up because I barely have. This is literally hanging on a thread, you know. Thread. Okay. Okay. This is our third hand. Move this tweezers in. Grab that tail. Come on. Go in. Arr. I'm not giving up, guys. No one is giving up. Okay. There you go. It's not tying a knot. Hold on. Okay. I guess I'm tying it from the other end. We should have been finished with this one like like 5 minutes ago. All right. Okay. Let's tie another one. There you go. A knot has been tied. Okay, so we have that. We have that. My goodness, it just took us quite a long while. Okay. All right. So we have the binding. Again, it looks as if I struggled with that, not because the instructions were not clear. It's very clear. It's just that the wire, I should not have cut it anymore. I think the wire that they provided actually was just the perfect length. You would have probably a little bit left over. So I think one thing that they should just change from the instruction was to, they said 3 times the length, right? So I did 1, 2, 3. So I guess they actually already provided the perfect length in the kit. So if ever, do not cut the wax cord anymore. All right, so let's put this in the felt so that we don't lose it. You know how I am. I always lose things, right? So okay, so from there, okay, so we just remove all the bull clips or the binder clips, and now we can just personalize our notebook using paint, stickers, or fabric scraps. All right, so that would have been finished super fast. Maybe, I don't know why it would take like 2 to 3 hours, but I guess what they meant was this would take you 2 to 4 hours, 2 to 3 hours. Okay, up to the point where you have finished decorating. All right, since they provided all of these, so we will use that. Okay. Okay. And this as well. Okay, so before I add anything else into the mix, all right, so let's just first use what is in the kit. Okay. So Wim said, I haven't tried binding papers, but I watch a lot of videos doing this. So I think the hardest part would be, punching those holes. Because if you don't have an awl, again, that looks like an ice pick with a very pointy end and then a holder on top so that you can twist it like that. Okay, because, or if you have something like, okay, hold on. Something like this. Okay, so this is a like a puncher with various kinds of sizes of holes. Like this is 1/16 of an inch. You see how small that is, right? So it's like more or less like that size. So if you have that, if you have this, then you can definitely use this, okay, to punch holes onto your scrap papers to create your scrap notebook. But if you don't have this, you don't need to grab this, look for something pointy, again, like an ice pick, right? So, or, no, this one cannot. Okay, that's just a reading tool. Okay, something pointy. Again, that's an all. All right, so after that, okay, so now you can put this aside and start decorating. Okay. So now this is the fun part. Okay. So let's try to protect our table by putting this one. Okay, because we will be painting. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so let's check first. Okay, so we have those kinds of papers inside. Okay, so if you don't want to cover those, then that's, that's absolutely fine. Okay, but I do want to cover this. Okay, so we are going to get, okay, hold on. Where are my gesso? Okay, there you go. Okay. Some gesso. Okay, and okay, you have modeling paste. Okay. So I just got some gesso. Okay, it's up to you if you want to retain the color. You can use a transparent one, or you can use a white gesso. And then on top, we're going to put modeling paste so that we can, add inks, add colors, add things onto it. Okay, so first, plug in our heat tool. So that we can dry. See, it's well loved. It's dirty, but it's well loved. Okay, so we can grab some of these. So first, let's prime this one with, you don't need to do this if you don't want to. If you're just going to paste things on top of it, then this part you can skip. Okay, but if you want to do some other mixed media techniques, okay, onto your page. Let's say you want to add inks, you want to add paste, wax, and stuff like that. So the thing is, this paper is very smooth. Okay. So we're putting this one here. Okay. And this is white gesso. If you want, you can put in black gesso if you want. Okay, so this is just white gesso for now. Okay. Okay. So the reason for that is I am thinking if I want to also add onto the sides. Okay, so let us dry it. Okay, so let's dry. Okay, I will just mute myself for a while so you don't hear it. So this is just a heat tool. So it's not for embossing, although some crafters I know do emboss with it, but this is more like for drying so that it easily dries, right? Okay, and then let's do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so it's more of a primer because this is paper, right? So if you want to do some like mixed media techniques or something that would involve liquid, let's say you'd want to do watercolor or spray some, color. Okay, so the gesso would protect that so that you could create or you could play around with other techniques. So in a way, Wim said junk journal. So yes, this is more the likes of a junk art journal, right? Okay. So okay. The other side is not yet dry. Now the messiness starts, right? So I'll just grab some wet tissue, okay, to clean my hands before the gesso actually dries up. Don't worry, this is water soluble, so it's easy to remove. I'm just using baby wipes. Okay. Let me just put this aside first here at the back. So I can just clean my workspace so that when you see it, it's not. Okay. Let's clean it some more. Okay. Okie dokie. Okay. Let's put our notebook back. Whoop. And it fell again. Okay. and we will dry it. Mommy Lala, why didn't you just use the silver cover? Because I didn't want to. Yes, it's gesso. It's gesso, Wims. It's just this gesso. Okay, white gesso. Because I want to cover the silver, but otherwise, if you want to keep it, then you can use clear gesso. Gesso, gesso, gesso. Okay, the gesso will help you be able to play with the cover because you can, do a little bit of mixed media onto it. Okay. Okay, so we're just drying it since we put a bit. Okay. Okay. Yes, that's correct. That's fine, Wims. You've been making a lot of being a mom of a toddler. Hats off to you. Okay, so for those who are still able to work full time, okay, and at the same time, like Wims, when I was mom of like Mira's age, I couldn't, I had to stop crafting for about 10 years because I cannot. Sammy was a colicky baby, so she rarely sleeps through the night. And so I'm like a zombie. Right? Because of course during the day you do have to work, you do have to do things, but she is like every like 30 minutes awake. The first time that she slept through the night was, I think she was already 2.5 years old. And that was the only time that I finally got to have like a full 8 hours sleep. All right. All right. Okay. Now it doesn't have to be perfect, right? So, because perfection is not okay, so it's a little bit dry already. Okay. But what we're going to do is, let me see if I have, okay, some, of this file. Okay, so that we will just, okay, the rough part. Okay, but not too hard because, it's not yet very dry. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. And now we will try to play with color. It's a good thing that all the stuff I need are actually just here. Okay. Normally, okay, I don't have this here. Okay, so, okay. I hope that my gadgets will be protected. Okay, hold on. Let me go grab some tape. Okay, so that, all the tech will be protected from the spraying. Otherwise, if I do it away from the camera, you won't be able to see it. Okay. Okay, so this part, okay, you don't really need to do. Okay, so it's up to you however you want to decorate this. Okay, but I want to use Okay, some paints. I mean sprays. Okay. So let me grab some. Okay, some yellow, pink. Okay, yellow, pink. Okay. So let's get this three. All right. Okay, so this is a. Okay, I can't see. I don't know. Okay, this is fossilized amber. Okay. All right. And then we will add some of our picked raspberry. Okay. Okay. And then some of this mermaid lagoon. Okay. All right. So over there, over here, and here. All right. Okay. So now we could actually let that, some of the puddles, the big one, we can do like that. And then we will just dry it. Okay. So if we didn't put gesso, okay, so the paint, look at that. It's making puddles onto the area where, okay, I didn't put much gesso. Look at that now. Okay, so where there are big puddles of ink, I just remove. Okay, again, it's up to you. It's just, in my case, I want so that it can dry up faster. Hi, Zell! Yes, 10 years. Exactly, Wims, right? 10 years. People didn't see me for 10 years. Okay. So, but what I did, Zell and Wims, yes, I wasn't able to craft, but the buying, right? So the shopping part of crafting continued on. Okay. And so I didn't miss out on, what is there, but I never got to play with them though. Okay. So there. So that's why I added gesso. Okay, and I'm just dabbing a bit so that I can dry it faster. Hi, hello, sweet pea. We are working on a kit that I got. This time is a scrap notebook kit. Okay, so we were able to finish the assembly, okay, of the scrapbook. If you can see, that's a milk. What do you call that? It's the cover is that of a milk carton. And then I just added gesso. Okay, and so now we're trying to dry it. Okay, so that we could, we could do that. All right, so that is gonna be our cover. All right, and then now we are going to So they say that this one would take you about 2 to 3 hours. Okay, if you're gonna work with it, if you're gonna use it. Okay, so this came with it. Okay, so all right, so these are the other things that came with that one. Okay, so if you want, okay, you can cover that one with, with these papers. Okay, you can like make a collage. Okay, so if you want to make a collage out of it, out of the papers that these are included, actually those are scrap papers that are included. Let me just grab my, I'm trying to look for it, where it is. Where is it? Okay, so you can use a Mod Podge or a, hold on, what do you call this one? Let me see, where is it? Or Amelia. All right. Or a collage medium like this one, but let's check if this still is alive. Okay. Sam, I can't even open it. So I have a feeling that this collage medium is dead. So might as well just work with my Mod Podge. Otherwise it might take us forever. All right. So I'm just going to grab, okay, some, okay. Okay, so grab some. Okay, where will I put this? Let's just put it on top of this one. Okay, so that's again a collage medium. Okay, this one, oh, this isn't glossy. Where's my mat? I don't know where it is. So it comes in glossy, it comes in different kinds. So it's up to you. So what you do is you just, put in the collage medium like so. Oh, okay, it's getting the paint from my mat because this is not thoroughly dry just yet. Okay, oops, not that. Okay, so and then you can start, putting in, okay, your scraps. Okay, so say like that. Okay, doesn't have to be, you can do whatever you want. Okay. Oh, this is not yet dry. Hold on. Okay, let's just dry first. Okay, let's dry my cover. Okay, and then clean my mat again. Because in the end, the colors might be gone. Okay, so you want to make sure that we dry the colors. Okay, so since it's hot, okay, let's just dry it a bit. Okay, hi B, thank you so much for dropping by. Okay, so we're working with okay, so if you want, you can actually, color that in. Okay, and then add again. It also acts as a, when you do that, it makes it waterproof and protection. Okay, the thing is, the papers that they gave were more or less the same colors. It would have been nicer if it were like a different textures, different colors, right? But then this is just like the basic. You can, go crazy and add more. Okay, if you want. Whatever scraps you have. Okay. So some people don't like Mod Podge. They like collage medium because it's not as sticky when it dries. But I find it okay. It's okay. Okay. There you go. So now the milk carton. Okay, we don't want to put it there. Okay, we'll go grab another one with a little bit of color. Right, so there, I want it there. Okay, and then from there, okay. Okay. Right, so let's dry it again a bit. So that's the thing with working with this. Okay, but you don't need to. If you just want to use paste, then that's fine. Since this is just paper on paper, so using paste is absolutely okay. All right, so you remember how this looked like before, right? So we will do the same thing on the other end. This is the other end of that milk carton. Okay. And then later you can add some. Okay. It's a little bit wet. Okay. So we will again. Okay. Use some of these. Okay. Sometimes you don't need to cut the paper. It's just that I want to. Okay. Okay, the other papers that remain are this. Okay, hold on. I will just get some more scrap papers that I have that we can put onto this one. Okay, so while we let this dry, we'll put it like that so that this one is not absolutely dry, so it can stick to our mat. And we don't want that, as we don't want the colors, okay, to be removed. Okay, so let me just clean my mat. Okay, you know what? Maybe best that we just remove this. It's easier to clean the glass mat. Okay. There you go. I'll just grab some more. Okay, scrap papers. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Okay, so if the kit uh, does include some papers and stuff, but if you want to, add more and you have a lot more scraps like this, right? You can absolutely, okay, especially if you want a little bit of color. Okay, definitely you can add some from your scrap pile. Okay, so we're going to get some from here. Okay. Okay. All right, let me just look for some scraps. Uh-oh. Okay, what do you call this? The collage glue. Okay, just fell. Okay. Now, if there are parts where you feel are too, say, bright, you can always cover it. Okay. Now we have finished our inside back and inside front cover. Okay. So inside are different papers like that. I'll just grab my, we'll just dry. Where are you, Zell? Nasa portrait mode ka. Yes, because I'm actually live streaming both on vertical and horizontal. So I am seeing a mixed results. There are live streams where the vertical has more views, and then there were live streams where the horizontal or the usual, wide view had, had more, what do you call this? Had more views. So I don't know. So YouTube does have its own kind of, algorithm, so to speak. Okay, hold on. Okay. Okay. So remember, some of these have like that. If you want, you can put, let's see if, oh, remember, I forgot. For those who are coming in just now. Oh my. The collage uh glue. Okay, hold on. I accidentally made it topple down. Okay, so here, so you have this different kinds of, letter words. Doesn't have to make sense, It's okay. Okay, and so remember, this is like H&M. Okay, and this is a lot of pages, right? So I don't think we can, finish this. Okay, during this live. Let me see. It's 10. We'll see. See up to where we can stay and finish. Okay. You know what? We have a since these are just paper on paper anyway. Okay. So we can actually just use glue. I mean paste. And paste this. Okay. Like so. All right. Okay. And see where, okay, these things, we can make this into, say, a pocket, right? Okay, we can make this into a pocket for both this and that. Okay, so we can just use a double-sided adhesive. Okay, for that. Okay. Okay, so now we have like a pocket made of words. See, like that. Okay, and then we will put another, okay, over here. And then this one over here. And another over here. Okay, so we'll keep the top open. So it's going to be a side by side. Okay. Okay, if you want, you can cut it, but in my case, I will just stick it to the back. It also acts or reinforces the page. Okay, and then you can put some like that. Right? Okay, and then let's choose some other parts of our collage. Okay, what else is here? So I'm just going through my scraps. You see my scraps of tissue? Yes. Going through my scraps of tissue. Okay. So how I wish I could do this with Wims or Zell. Okay, you know what? We can do this again when you ladies are free. Okay, most probably a weekend, right? Oh, Zell, when is the event? Maybe you want to invite them over in case somebody here in the Philippines watches. I know Zell is going to be teaching a class at an event. I forgot the details, Zell. Go ahead and share. All right. She is going to be part of an awesome event happening in September. And probably Wims too. Wims, are you going to be teaching a class too? Okay, speaking of classes, my friends. Yes, yours truly is going to be, okay, teaching. Okay, are going to be an instructor. Okay, at the, okay, hold on. Okay, there you go. Of course, that's not the one. That was the one that, okay. The Autumn Greetings Virtual Craft Retreat in September, on September 18th and 19th. Okay, my class is actually a free class. Okay, and this is what we're going to be making. All right, and that is a multi-pocket mini folio, right? So please don't forget you need to register, okay? It's for free, but if you do want, okay, to be able to, get the exclusive kit, then you could register for the retreat kit. Okay, so actually you can add more papers as if you want to craft along with the other classes in the retreat, then you could absolutely add some more paper pads into the retreat kit. Okay, so let's see, what did Sell and Wim say? Okay, it's a basic card making on September 6th. Okay, there you go. Hold on. Okay, so for those who are watching now or on replay and you are based here in the Philippines and you are in Metro Manila, all right, so on September 6th, that's in Alabang Town Center, that's in the southern, okay, from Metro Manila, it's in the south, okay, it's going to be a basic card making in the Alabang Town Center. I think that's going to be in the center. All right. So, do they need to register, Zell, or can they just go there? And then, how can they do it? How can they join? Or is it a make and take, or they will just watch? Okay. So, are they just supposed to watch? The hobby fair. Okay, there you go. Wims, are you also teaching? Okay, so both of them are actually, the hobby fair is an Alabang hosted by our local store. And I think the store is happy, be happy, right? Yes. So Wims and Zell are both ambassadors, very proud ambassadors of the Be Happy store, right? Is this the Be Happy one? I hope so. Ayan, lipat ako dito kasi nandito ka. Hinahanap kita. Pero nagtataguan. Okay, free registration. Okay, just be there on September 6th in Alabang Town Center. All right. So if you've never seen, okay, Zell or Wims actually do their magic live, right? So you'll get a chance to see that, okay, on September 6th. All right. That's a beautiful place. Alabang Town Center is a beautiful place. So if you have never been there, maybe this is a great way and reason for you to go over there so that you can, see the class that's gonna be done by Zell. Okay, what's your class, Wims, about? Okay. So again, it's for free. Okay, free registration. Just make sure you're there. Okay. And say hi to Zell and Wims. Okay. And you see them. Okay. Tell them hi. All right. So there you go. Okay. This one, it's too big. Okay. So maybe this one. Okay. So you can put in some, ephemera pieces like that. Okay, onto the pages. Okay, and then we will just stamp there later. Okie dokie. So you see, junk journaling is actually a great way for you to use up all those things that, especially if, let's say, you travel and then you like keeping tickets. What else? Souvenirs, right? So this is a great way for you to finally use up those things that you promised. Oh, I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna make like a memory book of this travel. Okay, but then again, many moons later, they're still in your scrap bag, okay, or your memory keeping bag, okay, looking for the perfect journal, the perfect opportunity, right? So this could be the, okay, you don't need to just grab your scraps, okay, you don't even need to buy anything, just use whatever, this junk journal is basically made from, this is a famous, okay, not sponsored, just a paper food bag, takeout bag, right? So, but this ones I'm putting on them are actual scraps from my other projects in the past. Okay, so now I'm using it to decorate my junk journal. Okay, so the thing with this is, if you wanted to have a rhyme and reason, yes, you can. But if you don't want, you just want to whatever, like in this case, in my case, what I'm doing right now, there is no rhyme or reason for what I'm doing. It's just, I'm just grabbing whatever I feel like grabbing, because this junk journal is actually, I don't even know what I'm gonna do with it. Is it gonna be for memory keeping, or is it just gonna be, one of the things that these ladies in the chat are very good at is art journaling. So art journaling is like a leveled up version of junk journaling, right? Because with art journaling, you actually add some art techniques like stamping, inking. Oh, this is nice. I like that. Okay, so probably it's going to be in, okay, one of these pages. Okay, let's put it over there. I think this is a stamp area. Correct? I feel this is part of a stamp area. that I don't know why it's here, but since it's here, let's use it anyways. All right. It's here because it wants to be used. Okay. And see, you have some butterflies over there. You can. No, I haven't done this in quite a while, so I'm pretty excited. So let's fuzzy cut out this, black and white butterfly. If you want, you can actually ink it as well. But later I will just ink all the edges. Okay. Ching! Okay, let's see if we can. No, there's so many pages here. But then again, I have a lot of scraps. So, okay, let's see if in the other pages, okay, we can create some. Oh, this is so cute. Forever friends. How cool is that? That is Wims and Zell for you. Okay, they are forever friends. Okay. Imagine, even their pregnancy, their last pregnancy, actually, more or less, right? Almost the same time. Amazing. Okay. Where is that one? Okay. Look at this. Okay, where did I use this? This is a flower. Okay, but I kind of ripped it, but it's fine. Let's work it in. Okay. Okay, and if you haven't been following Zell and Wims yet, they are Whimsical Thoughts, Wims on Instagram, and Zell is sprinkled with cards. And we have Jamie. Hi, Jamie. Good morning. Yes, congratulations, Jamie. I heard that Lynn's Easy Wonder Die number 4 has already sold out. How awesome is that? Right? So, okay. And if you haven't checked out the latest releases as well, please do so. Okay. I'm sure Jamie, if ever, I know she is a moderator of the channel, can share if she can. I know she's very busy. Thank you so much for dropping by, my dear friend. Okay. As I try to create. Okay, this is a junk. I don't know. It's okay, they call it a scrapbook notebook. Okay, because it's a DIY scrap notebook. So it included all the pages, but I'm adding in all the different things to it, the ephemera pockets and all of that to decorate it because that wasn't included. But and then I just, this was what do you call that? Milk carton cover. Okay, and then I just did that. Okay. Inked it and then added some more stuff with it. Okay. Oh, let's put this one onto another page. All right. Just having fun. Okay. Working in our scraps. Scrap notebooks, scrap papers, all the scraps. Okay, and then I do know that we have what was that? Okay. Whoop. Okay, it's okay. Don't worry. It's just paper. And with this kind, okay, sometimes having them rip is even an advantage. Okay. By the way, friends, this coming Monday, not tomorrow, but next Monday, all right, I will be live for Twisted Mondays or so at the Not Too Shabby. All right, so if you have missed the previous episodes, okay, please check it out. Every Mondays, anyway, there's always something happening, okay, at the Not Too Shabby channel, okay, on YouTube. Okay, so remember, so that you won't miss it, to make sure that you are following and that you are subscribed to the channel. All right, so let us, okay, so let us make, okay, let us put, okay, let me see, join, I love that. Let's put that in here. Okay, so at the beginning of our, okay, is to join. Okay, and this one, let's put in. Okay, so first, okay, let's put that in. And then I'm gonna put, it's, okay, don't want it too wonky. Okay, this one, horizon. Okay. Okay, this one would be born alone. Don't want that. Honesty, inherit, inform. In fact, no. Maybe expert. Yeah. We'll talk about expert over there. Okay. So if you are into DIY, okay, so after we've put all of these, and then we will do a little bit of stenciling, and then we will also stamp later on. So first we're putting in like the foundations, okay, for our, they call it a scrap book notebook. Okay, so the scrap meaning real scraps. Okay, actual scraps, my friends, not like the like scrapbooking, memory keeping, like that. Okay, so this kit, again, it came as a kit. Okay, but the ones I'm adding right now are no longer part of it. The one that's part of it are the actual pages that I actually sewed in to create this, okay, notebook. Okay, so we are, Okay, I like that. See, this is tissue paper. Okay, but let's not put it there. See the traveler. Okay. How nice are my fingers? That's the latest fashion. Okay. Okie dokie. Okay, this paper, the one I'm using right now, did come with a kit. So it added some like vintage feels. Um, this one like this. Ephemera pieces, if you want to call it that way. All right, so we can put it here. Okay, so this is paper on paper, so you can just put that in. Oh, it says Shopee. Shopee. Okay. I'm just going through the piles of, things I have here. Kansas State Building. Wow. Okay, and then we can put that one over there because they kind of have the same feels. Okay. Okay. Oh, it's Washington Monument. All right. Thank you so much, Jamie. Yes, that's the link. Please make sure that the only way for you to get notified whenever there's a new release, all right, on the Not Too Shabby Shop channel is if you are subscribed, right? So there are many, okay, there's so many lined up events already, of course, happening soon. Okay, with yours truly is this one. And I know that you can still, okay, register for the Autumn Greetings Virtual Craft Retreat happening on September 18th and 19th. Okay, there's a free option, there's a paid option, but definitely the kit is super awesome. And if you want to join, all the different classes, some have actually ordered more, right? So additional paper pads, and I think that's the only one that you can order additional on top of the kit. So the kit does have a stamp, it has a stencil, a set of paper pads, ephemera, and the roster of instructors. I'm like, ooh, overwhelmed, and I'm just super happy and blessed to be a part of this beautiful, wonderful retreat. So don't forget, okay, that this one You just need to go to the not too shabby shop to get the kit. Okay, so for the autumn greetings virtual craft retreat. Okay, and yours truly is going to be the instructor for the multi pocket mini folio, and this is free. Okay, but then for day 2, that is really where I also want to be there for day 2, right? So the number 3 is the one that's sold out. Okay. Sorry about that. So Jamie and I are actually talking about, that's the easy wonder die, right? So if you have not, or if you're not familiar with that, that is actually a series of dies that our dear friend Lynn of LV Handcrafted, together with the Not Too Shabby Shop, of course, Jamie in the chat, has released. It started with the Easy Wonder Die number 1, and then it came with an add-on, and then came the number 2 with an add-on itself, right? So normally when we have a die, we also want like the mat for it, right? And then came the 3, and now the 4, and then there's other also special dies, and stamp sets that have been released. Okay, hi Jenna. Oh yes, Jenna is gonna be with me. Okay, soon. Yes, because she has finally agreed and has chosen a date. For coming in as a guest for Craft Everyday in August. I think it's been a year or more than a year when we did have Jana here as a guest before. So yes, definitely high time for her to come back because yes, we do miss her. All right. And she is the one who always greets me. Okay, I can imagine that is Jana singing la la. Right. So okay. I don't know what I did with this paper. Okay, what I did with the rest of these papers. These are scraps, right? From a project. I don't remember what I did with that, but now it's okay because I am actually now able to use it. Okay. That is awesome. Okay. This is a postcard. Okay, I think that probably is a word in, I have no idea what language, but definitely a foreign language. Okay. And let's put expensive over there. No rhyme or reason. Okay. Look at that. Okay. You know what? I'm just very lazy, but it would be nicer if we could actually, before we stick it into this one, if we could ink those edges. Okay, let me just grab my inking tool. Oh, the thing is, I ran out of. It's okay. I ran out of. Oh no, I want the hint. Okay. Rusty hinge. Twigs, H mahogany. Where is my rusty hinge? Okay, hold on, friends. Hold on, friends. I am trying to look for it. Hold on. My favorite rusty hinge. Okay. Okay. We don't want to make it too dark. Okay, so we'll just use the rusty hinge. Okay. Oh, I forgot. This is not yet in. Okay. And have you seen the latest release? Also from the Not Too Shabby. Okay, that is okay. Okay, hold on. Very good. What's that smell? This one. The denim and coffee. All right, so I'll be putting up a video, showing several projects I did with that awesome collection. Okay, I'm not sure if it's still available though. You know how it is? If you see something, right? So if you see something, okay, and you hear that something gets released, because it's like, as I said, what was my comment? It was like faster than the speed of sound. Now you see it, now you don't. Right? So the collection is like, you know, it's gone the minute it gets released. So just a few days later, it's gone. Okay, our dear friends are super fast. Okay. Wow, this has a lot of pages. A lot of pages. Okay, we'll see. It would have been nicer if we were able to add some, some more little scraps on before we actually have sewn it together, right? Okay. Yes. Jamie said, "Hi, Jana." Yes. Um, I have to check is I know everybody's coming in this week because it's craft every day in August and this is the last week of August. So we'll have Sandy of Ledoux Designs coming in. We have Jana, of course, Reagan, Drea. Okay, and I'm not sure if we can have dear Ellen, okay, onto the show. And some others I am still waiting for their availability. Okay. Oops. It's a good thing I remember. Okay, before I actually added it. All right. So it would be nicer if we could just, ink it. Okie dokie. What lovely hands you have, Lala. Yes, the inky kind of hands. Okay, so let's not do everything. Okay, let's put some onto other pages. Oh, look at that. Another one. Okay, I don't know. I don't remember where I actually used this this papers. It's been a long while since I actually did any art journaling or junk journaling. Okay, so it doesn't, it looks so ugly right now, but don't worry. You know, something I learned from our dear friend, Not Afraid of Color, Tracy. She said, you know, just trust the process, Lala. Don't worry about it. It will all go together later. Okay, so just keep at it. Okay, so just continue. Okay, tomorrow I might be doing some. We'll see. I have to check first. If I make a mistake. Make a mistake. All right. So this would be a great, okay, a great page. Okay, first, oh, you have here Fave. Okay, so you have their friends. We can have Fave over here. Oh, there's love. Ooh, gosh, that's hard. Okay, where would I want to put that in? Okay, let's figure that out. Look at that. Okay. Okay, so let's put in this paper of simply because it has to do with music. Okie dokie. And sometimes ink splatters everywhere. Inky fingers and messy table. Yes, it's the mess. So true, my dear friends. If you have not checked out, you could, you know, at Papel at Iba Pa's channel. Okay, when Miss Jo wasn't still not very busy yet, they would always do like a collaboration every Sundays. Okay, let's just clean a little bit my fingers. It's so dirty. All right. So, okay. And that's why I like wearing black. Because when you run out of, you can always just swipe it on your dress. Right? So gross, right? But I know you guys do it also. Sometimes when we don't have. Oh, I remember this. Is this Alice in Wonderland? I think. Right? Okay. Actually, what do you call that? Okay. Ooh, this is nice. Oh, this is rice paper. Okay. So with rice paper, you know how it is when it's just way too messy. You can't find where everything is anymore. Okay, and so okay. So rice paper, Okay, best to put rice paper in with this. Okay. Whoop. Okay. Okay, that's a nice thing about rice paper. Is it's very sturdy. It can withstand this, and at the same time this is just decoupage medium I'm adding, or if you want you can do collage medium, okay, because some don't like this one because it sometimes is sticky when it dries up. Okay, so we have to let it dry first. Okie dokie. What else is here? Okay, what else do we have in here? Okay. We have, oh, I think these are some, yeah, these are more for layering on later. Later. Okay, so let's just put in everything first. Okay, don't worry about it. You know, one thing that before, that's why I didn't enjoy, doing these kinds of things. I'm a very methodical crafter. I can't handle things like there's no rhyme or reason. I would rather there be rhyme and reason. Right? So I am afraid when it's something like this where it's like, okay, you do whatever you want. It's like, what do you mean do whatever I want? I can't. Right? So it took me quite a while to just be okay with not being perfect. The fear of making a mistake, people telling you that's not the way to do it, you're doing it wrong, it should be this way and that way, but I realize I'm fine. All right, if you want to do it a different way, absolutely go ahead and do it, right? So no worries. Okay, no one is going to stop you from doing what it is you want to do, but I'm gonna be okay with my imperfections as long as it makes me happy. Okay, it gives me joy to see something, okay, spring out of nothing, right? So, and how are you gonna be able to eventually know what you like, or if you can actually achieve or do the thing you want to do if you're not going to try? So, perfectionism is something I still am struggling with, a recovering perfectionist, so to speak. But you know what? The best way to recover from perfectionism? Do live streams. Because when you do live streams, I tell you, no matter how prepared you are, there will come a time, there will be a time where things are gonna be messed up, and you just have to be okay with it. Alright, so like this one says, okay. Okay, I probably want one like this and one like, do I want it like that? Do I want it like this? Okay, I think I like that better. Okay, so before I remember, I was like, I was live for more than what, 30 minutes? I didn't realize I didn't have audio. Right? 30 minutes of yapping, and only to find out that nobody could hear me. And everybody was shouting in the chat to look at the chat. I messaged you. We can't hear you. All right. Zell says I prefer medium matte or glossy over Mod Podge too. Exactly. Because really there's that stickiness. Okay. But the thing is, I cannot even open this anymore. Okay. I think it has dried up. And my other one, I think, is I've used it up. So that's why we have no choice. And when you don't have any choice, just go with the flow. Again, something that I've learned to just live with. Okay. All right. Gosh, there's so many pages. All right. So I think we will end up to this page only. All right. So we will. Okay. We're not yet done. We're not yet done. Okay. But what I'm just trying to say is that we will not finish all the other pages. Okay. Live, but definitely I will finish this up. Okay. That would be fun to actually finish that. Okay, so we will just finish, okay, doing the decorating for the other pages that we have not yet finished. Okay, so this is the way I do it. So I lay down all the paper stuff first, and then I will do the additional, mixed media kind of stuff after it. Okay. So let's look for, okay. Oh, I like this one. Forever. This is nice. Okay, I just don't know. Oh, there you go. See, I have an area where there are friends. Okay. So we will probably put the friends over here. But I want it. How am I going to make it? Okay. Try to figure it out. I'm going to think. Think. All right. Okay, I like it there. All right. Because we see that one. That's like a clock. So that's why I want to overlap that onto that one. Okay. And then where we have also, it says traveler, right? And then you have expensive. Okay, so that one, I know what to do with that. So we're good with that. Okay. Let me see. Okay. What time is it? It's 10:49. So I did finish my Bible study earlier. So I would like to thank the ladies in my Bible study tonight, Tina, Bethel, and Jock, for understanding that we needed to finish a little bit earlier because I do have a live stream. Okay. With, oh, this is now. Okay, I don't know what to put there actually. So let's just skip that part until I figure out, okay, what I want to do with that one. Okay, and with this one. Okay. Okay. Sometimes I do want to have a little bit of um you know, a story behind. But as you can see, I'm just randomly going through. Oh, this is nice. Root beer, is it? No, no candy made like Peerless Made. Filled confections. Wow. Has anybody heard of Peerless Made? Okay, that is definitely something that I have seen, eaten, or heard of in my lifetime, anyways. Okay. Mm-hmm. Why are friends messaging? Oh, inherit. That one. So that it would cover up that part. Okay. Okay. Where is this one? These two friends. Forever. Okay. Okay. By the way, this kit, okay, basically is just the pages. Okay. This is just one signature. Okay, and we did manually had sewn in that notebook from pieces of scratch. But the nice thing about this kit, though, is that for somebody like me, who definitely would struggle putting on the holes onto that one, the papers did come in already punched. All right, so that is nice. So I just literally had to, there you go. See, that's better. And now where did the ever, okay, go? There you go. And then we will just put the forever go over there. But this one's a little thick, so we do need a bit of a, okay, stronger adhesive for that. So we're pulling in our barely art. Okay. Friends forever. Okay, and then we'll put the forever, ever friends. Okay, or we can put the ever over here. Maybe no. Maybe here. See the freedom of not being very strict with what you want to put there. Okay, this is annoying. Okay, so please, okay, stay there. Okay. All right. And then, Okay, let's figure out more stuff to put in there. Okay, now I want to look for. Okay. Okay. So first, okay, let's cut this right smack at the center. Okie dokie. And I will be using a stamp from the Not Too Shabby retreat. Okay, later, when it's time for me to do my stamping. Okay, we're still in the decorating with paper. Okay. Hotel Mondial. Okay. I don't even know where Hotel Mondial is. But okay. There you go. Where Hotel Mondial would be, I think, would be here. Paris. But I don't think that's Paris. This is Kansas. It's okay. Okie dokie. Let's put in. Let's check what else do we have in here? Okay. Okay. Okay, this is a. Is this a tissue paper? From. I'm not sure. Is this little birdie or. Gosh, I forgot. Or is this Prima? No. I can't remember. Maybe you guys can recognize this because I've forgotten. Because these are all my scraps from various different projects in the past. And I no longer remember. As you know, yours truly is out of mind, out of sight. Sad to say. And to think one of, the best things, I think that's one of the reasons why I was so good in school before is because when I was in, the lower grades, high school, I had like a photographic memory. How cool is that? Right? So if it's memory work, definitely I got that. Now I don't even remember what I was thinking of a few minutes ago. Crazy, right? The reversal of things. Okay. Let me see. Let me just figure out what we are going to do. Okie dokie. Not even sure if this is going to be the way that I'm gonna do it. But let's play with that idea. Dream. Oh, that would be nice. I love it. Dream. Where will I cut it? I will cut it over onto this one. Okay. See, that's how I like. Remember why? Let's say I have a project with. Let's say we're at the Lynn's channel. We're doing mystery craft along, and I would be doing two things, right? 2 to 3 projects all at the same time. Because sometimes when I get stuck, what I like doing is to, go back to, or go to another one, and then I'll just go back to it. So if you've seen some of my journaling videos as well, right? So you'd see me go back and forth, right? So it's like I don't finish one layout and then move on to the other. So I do several all at the same time. And one by one, they get finished. Yes, that's, I think, the ADHD me. Right? So they eventually will all get finished. Okay? But it's not like one after the other. If I need to, I can. But if it's not a requirement, that's how it's going to look like. And that's how it's going to be. Right? So just going through some of the piles I have here. And looking through. Okay, what do we have? Okay. Okay, now I need some kind of focal points for the pages. Okay, and the cover. Okay, so once we're done with that, we're going to be, now I can't find the cover for my, okay, let's put it there. Hopefully it doesn't dry out. Okay, there, I found it. Okay, so now I need some focal points. So I am thinking where I can grab them, and I'm navigating towards, okay, of course we want to still use the scraps, okay, that we have. Okay, so can you just imagine the mess that is my craft table at this point? Look at that. That is so pretty. Oh, that is so pretty. I definitely want to put it. Oh my goodness, my goodness, my goodness. Definitely I'm going to put it somewhere. Let's find a way to put this in. Okay. This is like Zell and Wims, right? So let's pretend that that's the both of them. They're the crafty friends, the crafty BFFs. Okay, hold on, friends, and let me get me some focal points so we can finish this. Hold on. Okay. Okie dokie. I am looking for, I don't know where I placed them. I did have, okay, maybe that one. Where did I put them? Okay, one more. Okay, just one more, friends. Stay there. Okay, where did I put them? Is Is it this one? I'm here. Okay, just going through some stuff, please. Okay. Okay, how about this one? Is it here? Nope. Is it here? Okay. Yeah, I think this one will be okay. I just need a table. Okay. To put it on. Okay. So I'll go through some of the stuff. Now playing my life. Okay, I want to look for. Okay, so now we're in the crunch time. Time to finish off. And then we'll do a little bit of stamping. And okay, I think we're done with that. Okay, now playing. No. It's too much text. I'm overwhelmed with the text. Okay. There you go. Okay. Before I change my mind, let's start sticking that, and then so that we can start doing our stamping. Okay, working 9 to 5. You remember that? From what series was that? Working Girls? Is it Working Girls? No? Gosh, that was from the 80s, right? Yes, that was from the 80s. Okay, so we have the Traveler. Okay. That made sense. Okay. Okay. See, I'm doing a Jana thing, you know. Jana says before you adhere anything, you audition them first. And if you're okay with it, then stick them on or go for it. Right? So that's it. Me going for it. Okay, so how many more pages? Okay. That one I'm going to be stamping. Horizon. Okay. I want that. Individual dreams. Individual dream. Okay, and it's okay. It's okay to have things stick out. Okay. Okay, this one. I think I'm okay with that. This one. Okay. I know what I'm going to do with that. Okay with that. This one, not. Okay, we need to do something with this one. This one needs something. This page is calling out for help. Help. I'm not okay. Okay. We got you. Okay. Okay, we're going to rescue you. Okay, just looking for spiffy parking. Spiffy parking? Whoop. Okay. And then number 3. This is number 1. Okay, this is purple low. Okay, I think, yeah. Okay. This is speed decorating. Okay, let's look at some of these that I did in the past for my faith journaling. Okay, I think I want this to be my cover somehow. Okay. Let me see which one. Rasa, Jesus loves me. This I know. I love that. Or be strong always and forever. Okay, I love that too. Ooh, so many. So many. Love. I love you the most. Seek the Lord. This one's looks nice. I think I like this one. I like that one. Okay, so let me figure out how I'm gonna include my birds. Okay, onto, because this one somehow got removed, so I want to cover that one. Or we could put it there and put them here. No, but I want to put them there. Okay. Nope. We will find a way. How about that? Because you have the purple and the purple kind of match. You have the greens and the greens. Okay. Okay. And we could probably do like that, so we could cover up the ones that kind of got removed. All right, and then this one could be like over there. Or maybe this one. A little bit more vintage looking, but doesn't match with that one. No, I think this one's okay. This one's a little. It's not. Instead of that one. Okay. I don't want to cover the sums though. Okay. And then we could add that one over there. Yes, I think I'm good with that. Okay. Let's do it. Okay, from trash to treasure. Right? So from trash to treasure. I just hope that this would stick. Okay. You know what? I think that won't stick. So we will have to foam tape this one because this is watercolor paper. It does have texture. So we need quite all right, there you go. There you go. And so our butterfly piece would need to have, okay, let me see. We need to have a little bit of, okay, sorry friends, I haven't been looking. Hi Daniel. Oh, Zell is folding clothes now, then iron uniform. Right? The mommy duties does not end. Right? So Zell and Wim's full-time work, but full-time moms as well. And of course, they're passionate crafters. Again, if you are in the Philippines watching this on replay or right now, September 6th, Alabang Town Center. Please don't forget, mark the date. Registration is free. Zell is going to be teaching a class over there, basic card making. But if you see the sample that she made, that is not so very basic anymore. That's beautiful, Zell. But definitely, if you want to know more about card making, attend Zell's class on the 6th. Okay, especially if you're in the South, because normally most of the events seem to be happening here in the northern part or in Metro Manila. So great and perfect time for others to join from the other side. All right, so there you go. This one I did. Okay, this is, what do you call this? This is rub-ons on, that is magicals at the back before. All right, so I think we're done with the basic decorating of the different pages. All right, so, oh, this one's, yeah, this too. Okay, sorry, we're not yet done. We still have 2 more pages. Okay, and so let me finish this 2 more pages. Okay, grapes, grass, device. Okay. Honesty. There you go. That's nice. Okay. Now all I need to do is first clear up the table and check the chat. Maaga pa! Okay, and Wims, on the other hand, okay, I'll translate. Okay, is cleaning her workstation. Oh, she's gonna be working from home tomorrow. Audition! Yes, right, Jana. Okay, I don't know um who actually started that concept. I actually do that before, but it was Jana whom I heard that audition your pieces for the very first time. It's like there's finally a word to the things that we actually used to or like doing. And so I give Jana, okay, both equally talented, beautiful, wonderful, crafty friends of ours. Okay, credit for that one. Okay, so let's just clean, okay, our desk, the one that you can see anyways. If this camera suddenly decides to move, you will see the behind the scene chaos of what is my, okay, craft table. All right. But that's how it is. But the nice thing though about my craft table is that there my craft space anyway, because there is rhyme and reason to the madness, even though no matter how messy things end up being when I am live or when I'm making a project or recording a video, since I know where everything should go. It'll take me just maybe 30 minutes or less, and everything is back like it should be. All right. So let's flip through. Okay. They call it, okay, again, this started out as a kit. Where is it? Okay. There you go. Okay. So this is basically what we did, right? So we sewed in those pages, different scraps. They were basically from milk cartons, handmade paper, assorted scrap paper, assorted ephemera, wax, thread, and big needle. And then all the thing that we did next was to decorate it, right? So we did a bit of, we just sewed in with white gesso the covers, the front and the back cover, and then we inked them. Okay, so these are the ones we used. So distress oxide spray picked raspberry, mermaid lagoon, and fossilized amber, simply because they were the ones that I actually grabbed the first. I do have several over there. All right, so that's why they're there. Okay, so I want me over here because I saw it lying over there. It said, "Okay, you should be in the journal." Okay, so there you go. So this like strips of joined definitions. Okay, this is not part of the kit. All right, so the part of the kit where the papers I used here. So I just paper. I did a little bit of paper tearing. All right. And then, yes, this also. But everything else are, that one is part of the kit. The rest are just scraps of paper, tissue paper, pattern paper. Okay, some ephemera pieces from, scraps that I have here as well. okay, on my desk or within my my scrap room. Okay, or scrap room, craft room. Okay. Ooh. Hold on. Okay, that would be nice. Or would it be this one? I think this one. This one. Okay, so part of it will be tucked in like that. Okay, and then we're just going to, okay, we are going to stamp away. Okay, there you go. Okay, now I'm going to grab, okay, my stamp. Okay, from, okay, if you are interested, okay, to see what is inside, okay, the virtual, okay, this is the, okay, what is going to be part of the kit, okay, because I'm going to be using, okay, this one, okay, what is going to be part of the Autumn Greetings virtual craft retreat kit. All right, so this is what it's going to look like. Okay, this is what it is. Let me see this one. All right. Okay, so let's put this aside first. Okay, not yet finished. We will finish you in a bit. Okay, so the kit, of course, will have some enamel dots. Okay, it does have, okay, a clear stamp with so many amazing sentiments. Okay, designed by our dear friend Alicia of Call Me Crafty Al. Yes, she's also teaching, okay, in this retreat. This is Christie's Everyday Greetings. Okay, and then this one. Okay, this is designed. This is another stamp designed by Christy Marcotte, right? One of my favorite, what do you call this? Card maker artists, especially when it comes to like interactive cards. She's like, oh my goodness, she's so awesome, right? And she is teaching. Okay, she's gonna be one of the instructors. Okay, in the retreat. Okay, hers is a paid class, right? So if you bought the kit, okay, if you bought the kit, then you definitely will have access to that. Okay, but if you just want to attend the free classes, it's okay as well. Okay, but if you want to buy, okay, this ones I don't think are. Jamie, are you still there? Okay. Are the stamps available separately? No, right? They're going to have to be part of the kit. So if you want any of the stamps, you need to buy the kit. Okay. But the only thing you can add on, I think, are the papers. Yes, you can add 2 to 3 of this because, like, I know when we did live streams, when we were during the early days of the launch for the retreat, like some of us in my class, you'll be using about 6 to 7 papers, right? So, but there's a lot here anyway. So, but some of the classes, if you want to follow exactly our design, there may be overlaps. So it is highly suggested that you get at least, 2 of these. Okay, if you want to follow exactly, right? And then, of course, the ephemera pieces. If you can see, why is it only that? No, because I've used them up. I've already made a lot of projects, all right? So I made ATC cards, I made cards. Of course, my project, right? So, and of course, I'm preparing some, giving some for my actual, class. Okay. And then, of course, it also has a stencil, right? Look at that. So you have 2 stamps, you have an ephemera kit, you have animal coordinating animal dots, stencil, and paper pad. All right. And okay, for tonight, I will be using this stamp as well. All right. So how versatile is this? Okay.
kit. Okay, so it's not just for fall. All right, of course. Okay, because the theme of the paper and the color is fall, but see, you have notes here. You have sentiments like "Happy birthday," just a little from me. Congrats, just a note. So this is absolutely for different, many different kinds of um events, occasions. I don't know where. Okay, okay, there you go. Oh, I remember because it's getting stuck all the time, so I just removed the that one. Okay, so you see, I have here. This is not the color. Okay, so these are my masks. Okay, because when we did a live stream, I think earlier in the month. Okay, so I did some masking. So those are actually the masks for the different leaves, right? And since they are masks, I didn't throw them out. But what we're gonna be using are these. Okay, I love these stamps. I just need to find my. Okay, here you go. Okay. Okay, my stamping blocks. Okay. Because what we're going to do is we are going, okay, to be using these stamps to ink, okay, some of the pages or the areas here. Okay. And of course, I'm going to also be using some of these. This one is from Papel and Ipalpa. That's where I got this one. I'm not sure though if this is still available. Okay. So Zell might know. Um, but that is that one. Okay. Okay. And now I just need my ink. Okay. My ink is here. Okay, okay. Okay. So all my inks are here. Okay. All right. So let's open it up. See, eventually, okay, you just need to wait for it. Okay. And everything eventually will tie up. Okay. So, okay. And then if you want, so if you're afraid to splatter, right? So you're afraid that you won't make the best kind of splatter. All right. So this is amazing. You see how it added a great detail. Okay. And it tied it up, right? So it kind of tied up the what do you call this? The spread together. Okay. So normally I would even add like texture here by using stencils and stuff, but that would mean that I need to um, dry it again. Okay. So, okay. And then let's put in the smaller one. You see how versatile this stamp set is. So I was asked by Lynn, okay, which is your favorite stamp in the kit? This one. All right. This is the one that I like the most. Simply because, as I said, okay, that okay. It just it's so versatile. I'm super okay. See, I'm not even making it perfect. Okay, that's fine because it's too thick. Okay, but don't worry because, okay, something is, okay. All right. And then, see, just 2 stamps. Okay, if I can find my wet tissue. Okay, so let's clean that up. And then it cleans up super fast, like brand new. Okay, and then I'll just put it back again. Okay, onto the, okay, stamp set. Okay, and then I'll clean up the smaller one. Okay, and then that's done. Okay, so that set is part of the, okay, not too shabby autumn, okay, virtual retreat, autumn blessings virtual retreat. So if you have missed it, okay, the early bird thing is already done. Okay, but then you can still, okay, it's a regular price now, but still you'll get access to the kit. If you have the kit, then you can have access to the paid classes, okay, where you'll get to do more projects, okay, that aren't part of the free one. Okay, there you go. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Where is that one? Okay. It's not perfect because it's not flat, but that's fine. Okay, because normally what I would do if it's a red rubber, okay, we'll go grab some red rubber stamps in a bit. Okay. Because it's not stamping because of this block. All right, so, okay, so something like that. Okay, just let me grab some of my favorite. Okay. Okie dokie, not this one. Okay, this one. Okay, where's that? Okay, this one, this one, this one. This is one of my favorites. Now I just need my black ink. Okay, okay. Look a little bigger. Yeah, there you go. Okay. 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 So this one, okay, we would just do like that. Okay. And okay, let's have this. Okay. I do love circles, right? So so those that have like super like big white spaces. Tie it all up. There you go. And that is it. All right. So that is my gesso that fell off the floor. Okay, onto the floor. Okay. Thank you so much. Only in the kit. Okay. So thank you so much, Jamie. So guys, the the ones I showed you earlier on, okay, are going to be available only in the kit. So sorry, that's not gonna be available for purchase individually. So if you do want to have that exclusive stamp, okay, designed by Christy Marcotte and Alicia of Call Me Crafty Al, and of course, this wonderful, wonderful, stamp set that has those splatter, right? So if you are afraid of splattering, because it might not be perfect, right? So this does have those splatters, okay? So again, designed by Christy Marcotte, none other than the Christy Marcotte. All right, so okay. Uh okay. So do you finish one scrapbook in one sitting? Most of the time. If I have the photos. But if I don't have the photos yet, they can come in but when I scrapbook, okay, the layouts would depend on my photos because I pull in the theme, the colors from the photos. That's how I do my scrapbook or memory keeping. But when it's something like this, where it can be anything, right? So more of like a junk journal, art journal, right? So it's the nice thing about this, like this one, right? So I just added some pockets. So if you want to add, more, okay, so you can, right? So where are the other pieces here? We can put, some more stuff, okay, like that onto that one. Okay. So if I want to put in photos, I can. Okay. So that's the nice thing about, junk journaling. There is, but it took a while. People would always say it's easy because there's no rules. You can do anything but that's difficult for me. For someone who likes to have rules, right? So okay. So when you say do it anywhere or do it whatever, where do I start? Exactly, where do I start and then what's next? Okay, that's how I process things. So the concept of just letting go, that's something that I really struggle with. Did you see that? Guys, did you see that? A pencil just flew from my table like that. I'm not touching it. I'm not doing anything. How is that possible? All right, I'm not scaring me, but that just did happen. I don't know why. Okay, but probably I must have triggered it. I don't know. But anyways, Okay, you are there. You guys are here. So somebody's with me. Okay. Right? And so when I do this, so I realize that I just had to really let go. The same thing with, do you know that I have so many double sided papers? I have used less than a percent, 1% of what I have because I cannot for the life of me use one side only when I see that the other side is also very beautiful. But it took a dear friend of mine, Helen, okay, Schlet, okay, Crafty Mama Diaries, who told me that, Lala, there will always be new, releases. And so if you are not going to use them, what will happen to them? This is how you do it. We were crafting in her house. I was in Washington D.C. one time, and then she picked me up at the I had to take a train. She picked me up, and then we stayed overnight, and we did craft till 5. She was also the one who I didn't do sketches before. I don't like sketches because I thought that sketches would, you know, hamper my creativity because I just have to follow the sketches. That's very naive of me. Then know that actually sketches are just, points of inspiration for you eventually. And so she said she pulled out, she had like what do you call this? Piles of printed sketches. Okay, here, choose several. Like, what do you mean? Just choose. I said, I don't do sketches. He said, no, it's because we want to do a lot of things. If you don't work with sketches, it's going to take you a lot of time. True enough. Within that same night, we were able to finish, I think, about 20 cards. Okay. Me 20 and she did 20 because we did sketch. And then when she saw me, I couldn't, and then I didn't bring along stuff, right? I didn't know that we were going to craft like that. So she brought out all the paper. I said, Helen, these are so nice. I can't. No, 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 no. Close your eyes. Close your eyes and just use it. I said, okay. And then from then on, now I can just say, it's okay. Like, the not too shabby paper pads, they come most of the time in fours. Right? So even if I use one side, two of them, there's still that other two where I can use the flip side or the other side, right? So that's another technique or tip that makes me relax because even if I use one side, I still have another set to use if ever. And I think that was Susan Coquin who said, the technique, Yarla, is just always have at least two of everything. I don't know if that's a good tip anyway. All right. So there you go, right? So these are all scraps. These are of different manufacturers. These are not of the same, what do you call this, collection. Okay. Some are even a little bit thicker. Some are ephemera pieces. Some are tissue paper. Okay, some are printed ephemera. It's really a modge podge of different scraps that I have. But and now if you want, you can even put in some journalings. You put in some pockets later on. So this is more like a journal before the pen, right? So meaning before you actually put in something, right? So there you go. All right. So this one I think is still needs I this is not a finished page just yet. But anyways, so this is where we will end. But if you can see, okay, so these pieces of scrap paper were part of the kit. Okay, so the kit would give you the pieces of scrap paper already punched in. The only thing you needed to do was to sew it in. Okay, they do give you instruction. It came with an instruction, and the instructions are with visuals, okay, with images, step by step, and it is very easy to do. Actually, they said here this would take you about 2 to 3 hours. I think inside it says that. But truth be told, the actual preparation of this one, since they've already punched the holes for this, provided all the base pages. It took me just several minutes, maybe 15 to 20 minutes. The only thing that made it a little bit long is because of that one instruction there that I think they could improve. They said use the wax thread that came with it. They said just more or less 3 times. So go around this one 3 times. I did. So there was a bit of excess, so I cut. Only to find out later that it would not make me finish, binding the book. So I had to do a little bit of hack here. So instead of just one closure, I did several because I needed to add some more wax thread onto that one. Okay, but that's a hack. See, that's the nice thing about crafting. There is no mistakes, just happy accidents. All right, so that's it for today's episode. Thank you so much for joining me yet again. Okay, so tomorrow, let's see if I'm still gonna be doing. I still have a lot of kits. Okay, that because I like buying kits that I have not used just yet. But I think I might be having a guest starting tomorrow, right? So it's not just me anymore. So I will be joined by guests starting tomorrow till the end of Craft Everyday in August. So if you did miss some of the episodes, most of which are me struggling, okay, and trying to figure out how the kits work. All right, but again, please don't forget to hit the like button for this live stream. And yes, share. Sharing is caring, right? And of course, if you are not yet subscribed to the channel and you like what you see thus far, I hope that you would consider subscribing. And on top of that, hit that notification bell so you do get notified whenever I do have a live stream, a short, or even an edited video, which is coming up pretty soon. All right, so thank you so much for spending your precious time, few hours with me. All right, so I'm going to rewind. Oh yes, I actually miss Helen as well, but I'm pretty sure that we'll hopefully see her in the future soon. Okay, good night, everyone. Cordelia, I've been lurking and doing chores. I know, right? It's the weekend. Thank you so much, Cordelia. Cordelia has been such a great part of my journey thus far. Again, I started my crafting, live streams because that's the only thing I know. Way back in the midst of, I think in 2021. See, my goodness, I've been live streaming for 5 years, right? And the reason that I actually am able to do all these things, I used to be just a big hoarder. Okay, I just like buying things, accumulating things, but never really working on them. And finally, when I started to do this sharing, not because I'm an expert or, it's just I like to share, right? So, and I like talking to other people who also, into crafting, loves all the things that I do love. It became really very interesting, and that helped me navigate through that dark part of, our history. And again, the rest is history. All right, so with that, thank you so much again, friends. See you tomorrow for another craft episode here for Craft Everyday in August at Mommy Guide Inc. Bye, everyone. God bless you all.